Hi, I'm Chip Ward with the Mississippi Department of Wildlife, Fisheries and Parks, and today I'm in Pearl, Mississippi with Mayor Brad Rogers, who's been trapping on his property for some time now, and today he's going to show you how to set up a dog-proof raccoon trap.
Well, thank you, Chip. This piece of equipment right here has effectively made it where anybody can trap. Old to young, children to senior citizens. All you have to do is put this trap in the ground. It's going to be effective, it's going to be efficient, and it's going to work, and you're going to catch raccoons and possums. Well, obviously you want to set the raccoon trap where there's raccoons. And in Mississippi, feeder stations or feeders were approved several years ago for deer and the management and/or health of deer, herd health. And a lot of different times I will set my traps around feed stations and/or feeder points. Raccoons and possums are voracious feeders. They're going to eat. That's their whole goal in life, is to eat and to find food, especially in the wintertime, and that's when you're going to be doing a lot of your trapping is during the deer season. So if you can put a camera on a feeder, a lot of folks keep cameras on feeders. If you see 6, 8, 10 raccoons, set you a trap. I guarantee you, you're going to get some raccoons in that trap. Also around water. Raccoons love any type of fish, crayfish, crawfish, any type of small minnows, things of that nature, mussels. So any points around water where you see raccoon tracks, set you a trap. These things are so easy to set and so easy to deal with. As long as you keep them baited with some smelly type food, they're going to get in your trap. So once you find your location where you want to set your trap, as I said, a lot of locations are going to be around feeder stations. You would have your trap. First thing I always do is I want to set the trap, because the setting of this trap can at times be a little bit difficult for some folks. I have a good bit of strength in my hands. The way I set the trap is I compress the spring with my hands, and I have the dog laying across the top of the spring. So when I get a little bit of compression on the spring, I can take my finger and reach the dog and compress on down. That gives me help in setting the trap. Then I come under the trigger and I've got the trap set. The trap is now set and ready to go in the ground. I would typically either stake this off with a T-bar stake or with a cable stake to a decent sized tree. Now you want to understand something. If you're going to cable something off, you want to cable it off to something that the raccoon cannot climb up and bend over and run off with your trap. They will bring a cable over the top of a tree if they can get it over the top of the tree. So you want to stake it off to something that is stable. I would say at least 4 to 6 inch base tree, okay, and tighten your cable down on it. Once you determine where your location is, you're going to take this, you're going to, like I say, I use a lot of T-bars, so I T-bar stake it off and I'm going in the ground. I'm going to twist it, and your trap is set for all practical purposes. Once I get the trap placed and staked and get it all set in the ground, I'm going to now bait the trap. A lot of different types of baits, wet baits, dry baits. You can make your own bait. Anything smelly, fish smell. I've mixed up, when I couldn't get some bait in through the mail, I've mixed up some sardines with some cat food, and just anything that smells fishy. Raccoon and or possum, anything that stinks, they're going to be interested in. So now I'm going to be baiting this. I'm going to throw some bait on the ground here just for some free bites. I'm going to place bait down in it. I'm going to just cover the trigger of my trap, okay? So the raccoon's going to come along. They're going to be smelling this food. They're going to be eating the food. They're going to realize there's more food down in the trap because their nose is very sensitive to food. Once they determine they want what's in that trap, they're going to reach down in there and effectively they may grab 6 or 8 pieces of the dry food that's down in there, but eventually they're going to grab the trigger. I'm not going to use my hand to grab that trigger because it might be a little bit painful, but I am going to use this as a paw of an animal. So if an animal goes in there to get that and grabs that trigger and comes to snatch out, trap sets off and he is caught in that trap. As I said earlier, you want to do what's right for the animal. We need to run our traps every 24 to 36 hours. Actually, in Mississippi, there's a law that says you need to run your trap every 24 to 36 hours. Even though we're trying to rid our place of the animal, we still want to do what's right for the animal and be humane in the treatment of the animal. These traps are wonderful devices, wonderful inventions. They're very simple to use. As I said earlier, the only reason you won't catch a raccoon is because you don't have a trap set. You know, trapping is merely a management tool for raccoons and possums on your place with this type of trap set. You know, we believe in management, and we manage the raccoons and the possums to benefit our turkeys. I'm a huge turkey hunter, love to hunt turkeys, but from the day that the hen makes the nest to the day that the big gobbler can fly up in the tree, a turkey is hunted by everything, whether it flies above or walks on the ground or has 4 legs and trots on the ground, you know. So we want to do our part to make sure that the turkey nest is successful and that the poults are able to get to an adult. You just don't know how many turkey nests are disturbed and or ruined by raccoons and possums. If you're feeding deer to try to help your deer, corn and or protein, if you have feeder stations, you don't know how much food the raccoons and the possums are eating. Go out and try to catch some and see if it helps you. I guarantee you'll see a difference in feed consumption at your feed points. Where the deer walk up and take a bite, the raccoon and the possum will stay there for hours at a time. And they bring their friends with them. So you will see a drastic drop in your feed consumption and feed cost. I believe in trapping. It's something that's fun to do. It's a great way to get a kid involved in the outdoors. My 2 boys love it. They'd rather go run a trap set than they had sit on a deer stand any day.